Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and an unboxing video for a Ergon Seatpost. This is called their Allroad version. It is a carbon fiber seat post, and I think a lot of you have seen these seat posts around. I just bought 4 of them because I'm building up a couple of Outbacks, and Jess and I are also headed off to Pittsburgh in August, and we were trying to decide which bike to take. Should we take the Outback? Should we take the Road Logics? And I'm like, okay, let's take the Breakaways, Road Breakaways. And I think what we'll do is, if we want to do some light trail, we're going to put these on our Road Logic, or I guess it's not a Road Logic, it's just called the Breakaway. So it'll be a road bike format, so you won't have these big tires to ride to mitigate road vibration or potholes or whatever. But also because I'm building a couple of Outbacks. So I just did a video, put it back on a shelf, I just did a video on an EE Silk stem, which gives you 20 mil of travel. This also gives you 20 mil of travel. Now, what I had never noticed before, because I'd never had one out of a bike, I've only ever seen it in someone's bike, is that this is split all the way down. All the way down. And I was not aware of that, and that's pretty cool. So you're going to get 20 mil deflection on this. And they claim that the saddle angle, or in this case, the tilt, stays the same as it's traveling, I guess, this way. Now, they make a straight seat post. This is a setback one. I just prefer setbacks, and then slide the saddle forward if you want to negate the setback. I rarely see an occasion where someone needs a 0 offset seat post, and a lot of times they're just making up for the frame being the wrong size. So that's a personal opinion. Roast me if you will. All right, so what we're looking at here is the length of this is 345. Now here's your minimum insertion. Hopefully that focuses in. Let me put my hand behind it. That usually helps. So the minimum insertion is 345. And this is a 27.2 seat post. And the rails that come with it are going to be for a round saddle rail. Now they do have an adapter to put on carbon rails, which are what, like 7x9? I forget what the measurement is. But if you need to have, because you're running a square, rectangular, I guess, rails, you're going to need the adapter. So you can get that, no problem. Now, minimum insertion and maximum insertion. So we just showed this as in, the max a seat post can be out. But the other thing is, you can't put it in too far either, otherwise it just doesn't work, right? Because it's going to be bound here and it just won't have any deflection. So if you're someone who has a short inseam, and maybe you have a level top tube on your bike, this may not work for you. So you're going to need a sloping top tube, and you're going to need, a fairly good amount of seat posts showing out of your frame to be able to use this. The most you can put this in is 110 millimeters. And I don't actually see, I don't actually see where that is marked on here. It just says saddle tilt there. Then you've got some other numbers here. I'm guessing those are it. Now, this also has a 220 pound or 100 kilogram rider weight. So a way to consider this is you're about 180 pounds, but now you've got hydration pack, you've got all the stuff that you are toting around in your pockets as well. So that 220 or that 100 kilogram body weight, you have to consider, at least I would want to consider myself as a system on the bike, not just my raw bathroom scale weight. So just consider that when, well, have that in your consideration when you're thinking about the Seatpost. The best thing about this thing is that it's a really inexpensive way to get 20 mil of travel on your bike. Now, if you're riding a gravel bike, you got big fat tires, hopefully, and you've got, maybe you have enough deflection on your seat post already, but you're not going to get 20 mil, I don't think, of your of a standard seat post. So, inexpensive in the sense that on the front end, you can put a shock. Now, you're seeing a lot of bikes with front shocks. You can put a Lauf fork as well, with the leaf springs on the fork, all the way down at the fork. But those things are really expensive compared to, a seat post that you have to buy anyway, right? So this is $299. You still have to buy a seat post. Let's say you went aluminum. Okay, that's 70 to 100 bucks. Not that expensive. But if you went with a carbon seat post, you're looking at least 200 bucks. My guess anyway. So for another $100, you get some travel, 20 mil of travel. So I'm really looking forward to using this on the Ritchie breakaways. And then, of course, eventually it will reside on the Outbacks, and we'll just put a rigid seat post back on our breakaways. The breakaways are travel bikes, so you never know where you're going to end up. I mean, unless you're planning an event in advance. So I think it's a good option for Jess and I to put this on our breakaways. And then, of course, on the Outback, I think that's where it will live permanently. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. There's going to be more unboxing and more videos as I do this Outback build and the breakaway build for Jess and I. So please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I've released another video. And in the meantime, keep yourself safe. We'll see you up the road.